This is Startup Meditations, where I provide you a daily snippet of startup wisdom to ponder. Number 5, design thinking is not thinking about design. It's not about thinking about a design as a starting point, but about using the tools of design to solve complex problems. A really common example of this comes from web design, where when we want to create a landing page for something, we start by finding a fancy template, and then we start plugging in all the words and images into the holes, right? Just fill the slots on that particular template. The problem with that is that we never ask the question about what do we want to say. We jump straight to the question of how do we say it? But the what question is always more important than the how question. A buddy of mine likes to say that how is like the 6th player on an NBA team. Pretty darn good, but not a starter. What is the starter question? It's the question that tells us what we need to work on. Another way to think of this is that form follows function. So if we start by saying this is what we want to accomplish, this is what we need in order to accomplish it, and then we can figure out what that looks like, we end up with much greater success at the end of the day. And that applies to almost anything that you do in the startup space. If we start by thinking about who is the customer, what's the problem that they have, how can I develop empathy with them, then how can I explore around that space to try to find the problem within that I want to solve, and then ideate on potential solutions. How do I approach solving that particular problem? Then how do I take that particular solution that I want to try and actually create a rapid prototype? Then finally, how do I put that in front of customers, get data back, and what does that tell me about the problem, about the solution, and about the prototype? Too many startups just drift around aimlessly because they don't know what they're trying to solve for right now. So today's question is, setting aside how for just a second, what are you trying to accomplish this week? Don't tell me how, tell me what.